everyone, welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. So I have the polar bear really nearly done, and I really can't wait to share with you what I'm going to try with these little threads. And if you're new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. Thank you so much for being with us. The more we recycle, the less items are put into the landfill that can break down and cause more gases to emit into and add to the greenhouse effect. So thank you so much for being with us. And so I got a couple of comments, and if you're coming back, so this is what I want to say. I got a couple of comments for those of you who watch me and come back, and thank you so much. So the comments are, one is asking, can we do some meditative stitching? Can we do a video where we do meditative stitching? And you know, BORO really falls in the category of mindful stitching. There's just no way that it doesn't, because its origin way back in the 1400s, and when families were working diligently to repair, mend, and reinforce the garments for their loved ones, they were focusing on that purpose, and they were focusing on the love that they have for and care that they have for their family members who had to go out in the cold and work. And without warm garments, you know very well are subject to the environment, to the elements. So I love that question, and so we're going to work on that. And you know, when I first started, like over 700 videos ago now, right? I first started sharing the BORO inspired techniques and the way I do it. I talked more about mindfulness. I talked about chakra, because I love the chakra meditation, because it gives me, it allows me, it reminds me that it's good for me, that I am protected, I am creative, I have a right to feel confident and empowered. I am and want to be a compassionate person, and I want to use my voice to be kind, okay? So the chakra is a really, really beautiful meditation, and we can go more into that too. I'm not certified or any of that. Maybe I should be. That would be a fun thing to do. I love that question. Thank you so much for asking it. And yes, we're adding it to our repertoire of videos. So then I got another comment about the strips that we're using here, of the t-shirt strips. So it gave one of the creators out there a really good idea. So now if you are watching today, you might get a little bit more of an idea, because I am experimenting with the threads, and I want to bring you with me. So I'm going to put this down, and I am in the back room, so it is a little darker, but I am, because it's 85 degrees out in the front, and it's very, very hot for me, and I have don't have air conditioner, and I really don't want air conditioner, so I open windows. So okay, this right here is the head of the polar bear. Okay, so you see, here's the neck and the head. So we're going to experiment, because I've been back and forth on what to do with the face of the polar bear. So I just really want to kind of experiment with these threads, and I'll put that over there. So you're going to have a bird's eye view. Now, because they came off, especially really because they came off of these t-shirts, so my thought is initially kind of, you know, can I arrange them like I'm arranging the strips? Let me just try something here. You know what? I want to try something. I just want to lay these in there as they are nested. Look at that. So to be honest, I really, really like that effect right there. Look at that. That's all threads from the jean fabric, from the jean scraps, the jean fabrics. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that to me is much better than the patches. Now, just to give you a tip, when I am sewing my BORO sashiko or my Kawandi inspired, either or BORO inspired, I will have a couple of threaded needles through the piece if it's large. So this isn't really big, but I got another threaded needle over there, and I got this one, and I just stopped it because I'm right here at the ear. I'm at the ear. And so look, I really like that. Now, I don't know if you can get that full effect. Let me put this at a different angle because I want to just see. Okay, so I'm going to move you one more time. Oh yeah, you see it? You see the body and so the texture. So this is how I'm going to do. Let me just try. So people are like, well, Carmella, wait a minute, is that even BORO? So remember, BORO is mending, repairing, reinforcing, patching with all scraps. So yes, so it can be any shape. It can be you know, you can do the typical square patches, yes, but yes, you can do strips. When you do the strips, we are definitely being inspired by the historical cultural art that the Japanese used in the 1400s. It is BORO, yes. It is BORO inspired. Now, these strips were not in any size. They were no particular size, no pattern, no particular width, no particular pattern when they were laid down. And these strips, these threads being stitched right now, you're probably saying, oh my God, Carmella, it's going to take you forever. Why don't you just put it in the machine? And I could, and I might, but I want to get the gist of it with the needle, with the sashiko stitching. That's what I want to do. So I'm just kind of pushing these in. I didn't put them in any order, but I love that. You know, the bigger thing here going on anyway with me, as you probably all know, is that these patches, these strips, these torn pieces of thread represent to me what is happening right now in our earth, because it's not clean. It is not clean. I know we have the technology to clean it, and it is not clean. And our wildlife, they're not just suffering. By 2050, they are estimating we may lose 2/3 of our polar bears species may be extinct. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. Because we're in 2025 right now. You're talking a dozen years, 11 years. I mean, so this is what I'm doing, and I wanted to bring you along with me. Now, if it bunches up, which I see a teeny tiny bit right there, for me that's okay, because I have more of the threads that I can add. And so I'm going to tell you, you know, one of my things is I don't care for glue. I would not seriously, just even in just the whole scheme of things, I would stay with the sashiko stitching if possible. First, it adheres much better than your glue. Definitely. Glue, you might put a dab, like when I did my installation of the mama bear and baby bear, I put some dabs of glue on under their feet to have them stay in place. But I wouldn't have used glue in my sashiko, my BORO sashiko inspired saddle blanket in any manner. So now some people, with that said, some people will go through their quilt, whether it's BORO or whatever, whatever they made, and they may take some fabric glue and just reinforce their yarn, their threads, their fabric, and fabric glue. So in time, the fabric glue, it may help, you know, reinforce it, I would say temporarily, because if it's a piece where they're washing it in time, it may be affected or may pull just from the agitation, not because of its, you know, it's not effective, because it's effective. I've used the fabric glues, it's effective. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how I would do it. Now, I'm not pulling any of these threads in particular. I'm just going along and letting the process take a life of its own on. I'm just watching this as I do it. That kind of pulled right where the eye would be. I find that very interesting. So I'm just going to go back. You know, this is the Japanese utility apron. That's what this is going to be. So our design of the polar bear is just it's just so meaningful and so purposeful, and just the way it's made with all scrap fabrics, and I just am loving it. So with that, I just wanted to bring you along with me, and to test this after I have it all down. You're like, well, Carmella, all those threads are not going to stay. So, but they are. And I'll tell you how I know. So I know they're gonna stay because when you do your BORO, when you do your sashiko stitching, the ancient way of doing the sashiko stitching is the threads would be left in the back. They'd just kind of be left like a long tail. What happens automatically with the long tails is they tangle just like this. They tangle. They get caught up in the stitches, and they actually make their own knots. So they are very secure. So it's kind of the same thing going on here. And as you're putting stitches in here, it will create with the threads their own knots, and you kind of see that. You see how these are moving? They're just automatically moving on their own, and that's because they're tangling. So that's wonderful. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and share this with you quickly this afternoon, and I hope everyone has a beautiful afternoon, and I'm sending love and light.